Was thinking chicken or duck. Do you remember the
I'm predicting
prepared for the Yule festival every year?
I'm predicting that Ragnar here is going to die. Let's be honest, you know, Ragnar here, he doesn't really have the most how do I say this? Defined style of art. You always get this feeling that he's a side character. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to some... Where the fuck is my weapons? Where is my weapons? Where is my weapons? Much better. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Vinland Saga. Episode... Let me just look through my notes real quick. I kinda don't remember. Episode 15, that's right. The previous episode was kind of sad. Not gonna lie, kind of sad indeed. As Askeladd and his crew and the prince and Ragnar and, you know, Thorfinn, all them guys, as they were going through enemy territory, they needed to resupply in the winter. And, well, let's just say they took what they could from the first village they came across. There were no survivors, except for one potential survivor, the girl. Don't yet know if she survived. I assume she survived. I mean, she was on the ground, in the snow, alone. Probably died, you know, like, probably. Maybe. Unlikely, though, because we didn't see it. Maybe the merchant, huh? The merchant that we got a little sneak peek of. Maybe the merchant was, like, going through the villages to trade or sell, and then came across the girl. Maybe. Who knows, right? Regardless, let's just get right into episode 15 of Vinland Saga and see, well, what's next?
You're saying my son Canute is dead.
Who's saying what now?
But we lost track of him. It appears that he's gone missing. During all the chaos, the prince disappeared without a trace.
Oh my god, he did.
I see. Then it's possible he and his escort are still surrounded by Thorkel's men.
Yes, sire. However, after 2 days' time, there was still no sign whatsoever of him among the enemy forces.
Perhaps he is alive then, awaiting our rescue. But even if we were to send help, it would have to wait until the spring.
My thoughts are with you, my lord.
I love how detailed his, you know, scars and everything is.
If he had had the talent, if Canute could have proven himself more capable than his older brother.
I mean, look at this. Again, show you, right? Look at this. Look at the lighting. Like, if there's one thing that Vinland Saga does well, it's the damn lighting and shadows. Like, compare this to any of the goddamn, like, trash isekai shows that come out. One little image, right now, look at this, and compare this to really any anime. And instantly, you'll immediately see a difference. There's actual shadows here, right? When you, like, I'm not even joking. You can look at pretty much any anime that's coming out, any, like, you know, standard anime, right? I'm not talking about, like, the best of the best stuff here, okay? I'm talking about just any standard anime. And you will not see, like, shadows like this. You will not see lighting done like this, ever. Pretty much everything is just completely bright and lit up in those animes. That's why, like, oh, this is such a breath of fresh air. Oh my god, it is.
This never would have happened. He wouldn't have gone missing in the first place.
Oh, the snow is falling,
Oh.
which means that soon the war will end. Winter.
Wintertime.
Why do you insist upon freezing even the hearts of warriors? Why do you torment me?
Chieftain, would you rather eat grilled pork or braised?
Give me both. If I'd known I was going to lose the prince for good, I would have given him to the English instead. What are you laughing at?
You really are a troublemaker, you know that? Just as soon as the fire is getting low, you're determined to find another spark.
Of course I am, you bastard. Why wouldn't I? Are we not warriors?
I was gonna say, you know, that
Battlefield.
somehow I doubt that in reality people eat this much, but, you know, then I remember, oh, right. Dude's like 7 foot tall, probably 8 foot tall. Jesus.
If so, I have bad news. At least a bad rumor, anyway.
What?
They're holding a Witnagamot in Wessex soon. Supposedly,
A what now?
naming King Swain as the Brett Walda.
The who, the what now?
They're surrendering.
Indeed, Denmark is swallowing England whole. The nobles want this war to end, even at the cost of their throne.
Oh, my worst nightmare is coming true. As much as I love a good fight, there's nothing I hate more than a loss. When I'm fighting, I expect to win. This isn't any fun. I want a never-ending war. Can't the world just give that to me?
I mean, as likable as Thorkel is, that's a really bad mentality to have, you know? Someone who wants war all the time.
Even for me, that makes it difficult to hear much of anything.
Still better than scattering guards around. We can avoid giving away our position.
That's so. Then what are you going to do about those three?
This guy's
No
eyes
mistake them for farmers.
really creep me out. One eye on us and one eye on crime.
Dear Lord on high, O Father who art in heaven, please gather the souls of those who lie here and bring them to sit by your side. We ask you to save the souls of the men who killed these innocent villagers. Dear God, please give me a sign of my words are truly reaching you. You are our Father. You created us.
Well,
Made us in thine own divine image and set us here.
well,
But you did not bestow us with any of your great power. Oh Lord,
I mean, sucks to suck,
if your
you know?
love for good men is equal to that which is reserved for those who commit evil, why must the powerless always be tested? Is that what we deserve? Father, give me a sign. Tell me my voice is indeed reaching you. Because, dear Lord, I do not see your love. And so I begin to doubt it. That's enough!
I mean, honestly, not gonna lie, that's the natural order of things to doubt. At least in my opinion. Because it's like, I mean, even if you believe, you know, in God, him asking if God hears him, it's like, if God gave a shit, assuming he exists, right? If God gave a shit, he would have already done something, or given you a sign of some sort, right? Which means he doesn't give a shit. Even if he hears you, he does not give a shit. And this is why, you know, like I said last time when I talked about religion in this show, it's like, if there is some sort of higher being, most likely they are not, they don't care about, like, human matters. You know, they don't care about meddling in human affairs. Or they can't. You know, there's been many stories of gods that just are not allowed to meddle in human affairs.
You doubt the love of God? How can you call yourself a Christian? Fear the Lord! We must never doubt the love of our Heavenly Father! We mustn't. Because a father always has love for his children. Always.
Debatable. That's not really true.
They've made themselves comfortable at a village near the source of the River Severn. The message came from the lord of the region asking for reinforcements.
According to the story of one of the survivors, they number 100 or 200 soldiers. The other villages in the area have already sent their best men to help, but Thorkel the Tall's military prowess could aid them further.
And now they've been snowed in and forced to set up camp.
There's no one else it could be.
Thorfinn and Prince Canute,
Everybody up!
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Prepare to march.
One more thing.
Yes?
We'll need food prepared for the journey. And with 500 men, 5 days should be enough.
5 days of food?
Predictions. Do I think that Thorkel will die? Fighting, I guess, Thorfinn.
Can't tell. 50, maybe.
Somehow I don't think so.
You want to leave now? Tonight is much too soon. We've only built 2 of the sleds, and I just started on the 3rd one yesterday.
Did you? Good work. Try to finish by nightfall. Whatever you can't gets left behind.
That would be impossible, Askeladd. We only have 2 carpenters here.
I know, but the English have found us.
They have?
We need to leave while we still have the chance. All right, now hurry it up.
Yes, sir.
Bjorn, get those savages ready to do battle. Go and capture their leader. I want to know how they found us.
Understood.
Oh, wait a minute, Bjorn. One more thing. This is our chance. Let's take care of the other problem.
Huh? They're here?
Which one? Which problem is the other problem?
I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about Askeladd's luck. What do you mean? There was the snow, and now this. First time I can remember his plans got completely ruined twice in a row.
The thing is, they think that it's luck. Whereas I think it's skill. He makes his own luck.
Going to need to borrow a stove either way, aren't you? Come, let's eat. Your Highness, we have cabbage, rabbit, and fava beans.
Rabbit?
Mm-hmm. Thorfinn caught it himself. I thought it would make a great addition to the soup.
Good work. Drain it and clean out the innards.
Probably still tastes like ass, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't think they have any seasonings, so...
I would have thought Royal set people to cook for them.
I like it. I don't do it often. Ragnar is the only one who knows. I'd prefer if you don't tell anyone.
I see nothing wrong with it.
When I was little, I once cooked a cod. I liked how it turned out, so I tried to present it to my father.
And smack.
Without taking a bite, His Majesty flew into a rage and scolded me. He said the son of a king mustn't lower himself to slave duties.
See, that's why these people back in these times were fucking idiotic, bro. I would say the more things a king knows how to do, the better. If a king knows how his people operate or what they have to do to survive or how, you know, how the whole society functions, that king will know how to run that kingdom much better. And not to mention, you know, having a prince that learns, I guess, you know, sword fighting and diplomacy and, you know, all the princely stuff, but also then learns how to do other things as well, like cooking and hunting and basically anything that they can. I think that's, in my opinion, like a much better way to go than having this type of like stupid ass honor thing where it's like, a prince mustn't lower himself to servants' duties or whatever. You know, it's like, you know, it's not about lowering yourself. It's about bettering yourself, learning, growing.
The king was busy. He had little patience for matters outside of his royal duties. When the war's over, we could prepare some fowl to present to him. I'm sure he'd be overjoyed.
What kind, though? I've never had the chance to cook that before.
I was thinking chicken or duck. Do you remember the
I'm
duck
predicting-
was prepared for the Yule festival every year?
I'm predicting that Ragnar here is going to die. I'm predicting that what's gonna happen, most likely, or some sort of like storyline will happen where, you know, Ragnar is kind of like a substitute father figure for the prince. So let's be honest, you know, Ragnar here, he doesn't really have the most how do I say this, defined style of art, right? His character style and look, they don't stand out very well, very much, right? So you always get this feeling that he's a side character. So I'm thinking that he's gonna die, and then the prince will be super sad and kind of, you know, grow as a character because of it. Maybe the prince will even kill for the first time to get revenge against whoever killed Ragnar here. Maybe, you know?
Well, I found out the secret recipe. It was all about making the most out of the broth.
Really? Well, I suppose that makes sense.
Ragnar! You idiot! I'm only the messenger!
What is it? What's going on then?
The English have found us. Our forces engaged them in the forest just to the east.
They what?
Our numbers are
Nani?
theirs for now, but we have to be careful.
How could this have happened? We've only been hiding in this village 10 days. How'd they find us?
How in the hell would I know?
God, I hate it when characters do that shit, where they grab the messenger and it's like, why? How did they do this? It's like, dude, why are you being, you know, why are you touching that guy?
Just as soon as we finish them off, we'll be leaving here. Get ready.
You're gonna finish him? Oh my god.
Why I said we should have
He's gonna forward?
No, the plan is to march to Derby now.
After everything that's happened, we're going further into enemy territory?
So if you really want to talk to him, then you'll have to go meet him there. We can escort you.
Unbelievable! All of you are just as bad as your leader! You have no manners! He doesn't know how to recognize when his luck's run out! He calls himself a Norse warrior! I swear on my sword, Askeladd will learn the cost of his foolishness today! Hey! Hey! The sound of the battle is coming from that way!
Ooh, the other problem.
You're a quick one, aren't you?
How dare you!
The other problem. Ah, I see what's going on. I suppose he is right. Ragnar is the other problem, kind of. As long as he is there, he will always hold the prince back because he's just too protective. You know, funny that I mentioned that he was going to die just earlier. I wasn't actually expecting him to die this soon. I was like thinking like maybe 10 episodes into the future or something. Jesus.
Barbarians.
Try not to take this personally, Conehead. We're only following Askeladd's orders. Want to fight? It won't matter to us one way or the other.
I need to speak to Askeladd. It's something very important.
You can share your last will and testament with me. All ears.
Call for Askeladd now! He needs to know something about His Highness. I must tell him myself. Quickly!
I'm right here. What is it?
The battle cry stopped. Sounds like the fight is over.
What a shame. By the time he's back, his soup will be cold.
I must say, Ragnar,
About that.
I'm grateful to you. You've done well to have kept that weakling of a prince alive so far. And once he learns of your death, then he'll be able to grow even further.
I want you to swear in the name of your gods. Swear to me, whatever happens with the war, after I'm gone, Prince Canute will be protected, no matter the cost.
I swear I will protect His Highness Prince Canute. Ragnar the warrior won't die in vain.
Right now, the courtiers of Yelling are fighting over who'll be the next king. They've already split into two factions. One believes His Highness Prince Canute deserves to inherit the throne. The other thinks it should be his older brother, Harold. And it matters not to them what either of the princes desire. They thirst for power. All of them are self-interested traitors. And His Majesty the King fears that Denmark will be split in two because of it. In his heart, I believe he made a decision long ago. It was his desire to have one of the princes killed.
King Sweyn would murder his own son?
His presumed death in battle was the only reason His Highness was ever brought to the front. Why else would His Majesty leave him in London? So be wary, because at this point, Prince Canute has only one true enemy, which is his own father, His Majesty King Sweyn. Go into hiding. That is the only way. I have a brother in Gainsborough. He'll make preparations, so seek him out.
Somehow, sure, we could take it at face value, but somehow I don't think it is as simple as he made it out to be. I mean, it could be, but I don't know. I mean, the king was very, very interested whether or not Canute, survived, and constantly is trying to figure out if he's dead or not. But it seemed very much like he was actively trying to save him and, mount a rescue, not just inquire about his potential death. So, I don't know. I feel like there might be more to it. I feel like we can't take this at face value. This is just the opinion of one guy.
This changes things. It's too bad you didn't tell me about this a little sooner.
As soon as the war is over, we can cook some fowl together. I'm sure His Majesty will be so happy.
Aww. Yeah, I doubt that it's this simple. I mean, part of me... Okay, I mean, first things first. I don't really know what the succession system is that they use. I would have thought that, it's the classic, the oldest son inherits the crown, but I guess maybe not. I don't know. I'm not really sure how the succession system here works. How what they have exactly. Really, all I know about succession, succession stuff, is from Crusader Kings 3. All I can say is usually the oldest, the oldest son inherits the crown, but I guess that's not the case here. I definitely didn't expect him to kill Ragnar this early. Like, I was talking about how I predicted his death I was expecting it to be more of a longer plot line. Definitely did not expect him to die this episode. Like, what? That kind of came out of nowhere. But it makes sense, you know. Askeladd calling him essentially the second problem. But yeah, it definitely makes sense. Because Ragnar, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, as I mentioned earlier, the reason I thought he was going to die is because he's such a side character, you know? Like, he's such an obvious side character. Like, some characters, some anime characters are just not defined enough to be important. And pretty much every other character has been, like, unique enough to where they are main characters. But this guy, he's too basic. He's, you know, I mean, look at him. Look at him here. I mean, dude just looks like a background character, like a side character, like any one of these other characters, right? That are not important. That's why I'm like, he's hanging about the main characters way too much, which means he's probably going to die. I would imagine, perhaps in the next few episodes or so, we're gonna get Thorkel versus Askeladd and Thorfinn again. At least I hope so. That's gonna be fun. And then yeah, the whole religion thing where the priest is doubting the existence of God, or perhaps the power of God, or just in general God's love for their children, I guess. Which, as I mentioned, I think is just the par the course, as they say. It's expected. Now that Ragnar is dead, you know, rest in peace, rest his soul, I do wonder how the prince is going to react, if they're even going to show Askeladd telling him. I feel like what they're going to do is they're going to skip that scene where Askeladd tells him, and they're gonna skip right to the prince being like surprised or, you know, depressed or something like that. A better question might be, will he or Thorfinn notice something? You know, like will they be a little bit suspicious of Askeladd? Could they know that he potentially did something sus? Potentially, you know, was an imposter among us? Regardless, ultimately, I guess we shall see in the next episode, episode 16, what will happen next, and whether or not Prince Canute will learn from this death of a loved one, I guess. Indeed, we shall see. But yeah, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I shall bid you adieu.